dead pieces in chess. When you have a piece that is not active, it's like you're not playing with that piece. And one of the things I've noticed in a lot of my games that I play is that I don't activate all of my pieces. And so what I mean by that is maybe I have a rook that's just buried in the corner that's blocked in by a bishop who's pointing at a pawn, and I'm up 3 points, but I'm not even using those points. So it's almost like I'm not really up any material. So in this game, what I want to do is I want to focus on activating all of my pieces. And as soon as I get out of the opening, make sure that every piece is doing something, even if it's a pawn. So here we go, jumping into a, let's see, what kind of opening? We've got a Rui Lopez opening. And so I'm just going to develop my pieces like normal. And maybe I'll just try to kick out the bishop if he takes. Okay, maybe I'll just go ahead and kick him out altogether. All right, and then just continue to develop my pieces. I'm not going to castle just yet. I wanted to see what way they castled. They castled. So now I castle, and now we're all developed. For the most part, I have my light squared bishop that is yet to be developed, but he's already attacking. So I have a couple options. If I take, then take, then take, then take. I'm outnumbered, right? He has 1, 2, 3 defenders of this piece. I have 1, 2, 3 attackers, so I can't attack yet. I could attack 1, because the other option is if I just drop back, he's probably going to take. And then here I only have 2. He has 2 as well, so maybe that's just better. Maybe I just go ahead and drop back for now, and let's just start with that, right? So if he pushes, okay. So let's see. What are we thinking here? If he pushes here, I will just simply drop my knight back again. So at this point, nothing really to be afraid of. I am going to. All right, I cannot take this pawn, because if I take that pawn, I will be in danger. So I'm actually going to go here and then here, and which I actually need to be careful even of that, because once I go here, if he pushes this pawn, what does that leave me? Okay. So he takes a pawn. I could just take that pawn right back. Actually, would have been better to take back. Had I been thinking, I wasn't thinking. Had I been thinking, I could have actually taken that with my bishop, but it's okay. If he wants to trade rooks, we could trade rooks. So I'm not too worried about it. All right. Well, I can now successfully say all of my pieces are active, and all of my pieces are doing something, even if it's not exactly, like what I want them to be doing permanently. All right, so I have one attacker. Sorry, I have one defender of my knight, and he only has one attacker. So, but if he comes here and attacks it twice, I need to make sure I have a second attacker. If I come here, he could take, but then I could take here. So maybe that is the best solution at this point, is just kind of attack the center. And we'll see what we get. Okay, so it's a pretty good move. I didn't even consider that one, but yeah, that does make a lot of sense. I actually think I'll just continue to move here, because now that way I still have 2 attackers, and he has 2 as well. So if he takes here, okay, let's slow this down. All right, he took a pawn. So if I take back here, he takes, I take. It's just kind of an even exchange, right? So let's do that. And actually, he's still up a pawn, but I could win a pawn here, potentially. So, okay, if takes, so I have 2 attackers. Sorry, I have 3 attackers. He only has 2 defenders. So actually, I can take here. And I do need to be careful because my rook is hanging and everything else is kind of tightly hanging on by a thread, right? So now this may not win material, but actually here's a cool tactic. I could go here, and then if this, then this. It's kind of a bunch of trades, but man, if there was a way to get this bishop out of the way, that would actually be awesome. You know, one idea actually first would be to win this pawn. Or, yeah, what if I just win this pawn, and which actually kind of wins me the rook, yeah? So, because my knight is here, and if he takes the knight first, okay. All right. Now, I can check. All right, let me get the right math here. I feel like giving him a check first would be best. So let's see. If we give him a check, let's see if he takes here, then that's fine. If I try to save first, I could potentially lose material, right? Yeah, because if I give him a check, let's do this. Let's just come here, and then if he takes back first, I have a feeling he's going to take my knight first. So if he takes my knight, I'll probably take back with the pawn, which will open up here. Okay. That's an interesting move. So now I feel like I need to give him a check. So let's give him this check. He takes. If he takes here, I might actually take with my rook. Or I might just give him check here. Okay, interesting. Let's give him this check first. Check. And now I should be able to win a rook, because if he goes here, I actually can go, well, I would maybe do this. This is all very interesting here. All right, so let's think about this. He has to go here, right? Or, I mean, he could technically go here, which would just lose material. If he goes here, he loses material. So if he goes here, I could go here, and then when he wins back, I just give him this check, which actually, it's not mate. If I could get him to go this way. All right, so that's mate. That's mate, yeah? Okay. So that's best case scenario. That's best case scenario. I feel like I did exactly what I was hoping to do, which was get all of my pieces active, and I did that. So I'm going to review, and for those of you who are following along, I know you have one big question probably, and that is, why is my hair slicked back? I just got out of the shower. So, all right, my accuracy, 71%, 71.8% accuracy to his 55. Sorry, to her 55. That is clearly not a man. All right, no blunders for me, but I did have 2 misses and 2 mistakes. So let's just go ahead and walk through this. So we had a Ruy Lopez, which at this point, everything looked pretty good. That was actually a mistake. So it wanted me to play that knight move earlier, but not here. Here it just wanted me to protect with the pawn, and which I did. Eventually, I dropped back. That was not good. All right, so at this point, though we are equal in material, which is nothing, he is up 1.68. And what I should have done is first pinned his knight to his queen, which would have removed any kind of an attacker here. So that way, if this, then what? Then I could have, well, then I guess this, let's see. Let me think through this. So if this and then this, then what? Okay, then just drop back. So this is just a not like a winning material. It's just a preserving material, which if you guys noticed, I did end up getting down like by 2 pawns. So this was a bad move. That was a bad move, and I didn't really think about the fact that I couldn't take back because his rook would have taken my rook, and I had no defender of my rook. So I did have to move, which I ended up moving. Where did I end up moving? Okay, which was not great, because then actually if he would have done this and then this, I mean, I am protecting my bishop, but he still could have won more material. Well, I have 2 defenders, so I'm not exactly sure. Show idea, the retreat, or show the idea, kicking b. Let's see the idea. This was the right idea, is to move here, and then that. Okay. So that was the right idea. Ooh, okay. So that was a mistake. Anyways, that was a mistake on his part. That put him up only, even though he's up a pawn, she is only up a pawn. She's up by only half a point in terms of the analysis bar. That I didn't even think of the fact that my only protector, so I'm glad I moved this pawn here, but I think my eyes were just like adjusting because this was my first game. I just sat down and hit record, but I'm protecting here, and the moment that this is here, which is this pawn would have been protected by the knight, I then have, you know, not only is he attacking my bishop, but now he is attacking my knight. So the fact that I moved here was actually a good move, which I knew I wanted to bring in an additional defender, but I didn't realize was that was going to be the only defender. Okay, so that was a blunder on his part, and let's see if I did the right thing. Nope, I didn't. It wanted me to take with my rook. Now that's very interesting because I would think he would take back, but then this, right, obviously can't move here. This would have won a rook. I see, because then this and then this. So that was a interesting idea that I didn't see. So by taking with a rook instead of taking with this knight, takes, I think probably more realistic in this game. What would have happened is this, yeah, and then this, and then this, and then that's a deep track right there, deep cut that I did not see. But anyways, this is actually what I did. And so then when takes, still did not like that idea. Still wanted me to go up there and win his rook back. Another miss for me. So here I'm up 3.5 points on the analysis bar, even though she is winning a pawn by a pawn. And so at this point, when I took with this, that was a miss. And what I should have done was this first to, you know, because then, yeah, let's just say that happened. This. All right, and then this. Man, this game wanted me to sacrifice rooks like crazy. I would not have seen all of these ideas. I don't know if you guys would have, but I feel like that would have happened. Maybe this. That. Yeah, okay. We're deep into the weeds here. That's not what happened. This is actually what happened. And I don't know, for some reason I thought that was going to be a check, and I was like confident I was going to win a rook there. Clearly not a check. But it still worked, and then just came right back down. That worked. It was not what it wanted me to do. It wanted me instead to come here. And then this. Okay, and then I would pin the knight. Obviously, the knight is protected by my queen. The knight can't take my queen because it's pinned by my rook. But actually what ended up happening was I traded. That was a blunder. That was good. And then that was just mate because he forgot that my bishop was also pointing right there. So, sweet. Well, at the end of the day, a win is a win. And I feel like I activated my pieces. I'm going to continue to keep that in mind as I move ahead. But hey, if you haven't subscribed, subscribe. Thank you for watching. And I will catch you next time.